when balancing your passion and your purpose, it has to be a 50-50 split. Like sometimes it may be 60-40. When you're first starting off, it may be 100% zero because you got to get to that point. But everyone needs a form of attention or else they die. Familiar. Today we're talking about the importance of refocusing, bruh. I have a lot of BS going on over here that I need to clean up. Don't do too much, I'm cleaning up the house, blah, blah, blah. But refocusing, we're talking about refocusing, we're talking about decluttering, we're talking about, I guess, per se, bettering yourself, if that makes sense. And technically, like basically, not necessarily how to do that, but you have to, I kind of talk about this a lot with you guys, I feel like, and I feel like I'm saying it more and more because I'm trying to like also learn it myself, but you have to separate from the crowd, bro, in order to get what you want in life. Like you're not gonna get what you want in life if you can't take the time to step away and figure out what the hell you have going on. So I'm using myself as an example, you know, for the past few days, I got off Instagram for 3 days straight, 3 entire days I haven't posted, I haven't been on there, I haven't posted a story, I haven't put anything, right? And this has probably been the most sane that I've felt. Like, I feel like I know what I'm doing. I feel like I know what I got going on. I feel like I understand the assignment, if that makes sense. Like, I don't necessarily feel lost, and I know it's because I'm not diluting myself with all of the content from others, right? So I'm not constantly watching what they're doing, constantly seeing what they're doing and feeling as if I'm not, you know, adequate to do the things that they're doing, right? And that's kind of where imposter syndrome comes in. Imposter syndrome basically is when you don't feel qualified enough to talk about the topics that you're talking about, when in reality, everyone's qualified enough to talk about a specific topic because you're talking about it from your experience. And that's what I'm trying to kind of learn within myself is it doesn't matter whether I feel like I'm qualified or not qualified, but the importance is that I'm talking about it from my point of view. So it's not like how it may seem to you. Like I may talk about lighting a specific way, or I may talk about something a specific way, but that's how I do it. That's how it is for me. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the only way it doesn't mean that it's the only way that the thing work or that it's the law, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the thing that's been working for me, right? And you'll get on social media and you'll start to, you know, see different things, but maybe you won't necessarily view social media for learning. You'll view social media at that time, you know, just scrolling. And when you're just scrolling without purpose, right? Scrolling without purpose is a dopamine detox, man. You need a dopamine detox. Scrolling without purpose is just giving you dopamine hits, right? The way I like to say it is, everyone needs a form of attention or else they die, right? Babies, if you don't give them attention fresh out of the womb and you don't tend to them, give them, care them, they'll die. So you're the same exact way. You know, when you get older, it doesn't do anything but amplify those feelings that you have. So you're gonna constantly still require attention, whether that's good attention or whether that's bad attention, right? And with this good attention or bad attention, you can fiend for that attention, and that can come in the form of multiple different things, right? So any form of addiction is bad. Too much of a certain type of attention is bad, right? Too much of a specific substance is bad, right? And multiple things can come in the form of multiple different substances, right? So we know the bad ones: alcohol, drugs, things like that. Social media can be a bad one as well, right? And too much of something is not a good thing, right? And a lot of us want attention because that attention may give us validation, but we don't seek for the right form of attention. Maybe we seek for the form of attention that's going to tell us what we want to hear and not necessarily what we need to hear. We need to start seeking more of the attention that's going to tell us what we need to hear, what's going to make us uncomfortable, what's going to make us feel like, damn, bro, why you had to say it like that? You got to seek for that type of attention because that's going to be the type of attention that helps you grow and actually get to the next level, right? So nothing changes and nothing changes as I continue to tell you guys, bro. So today we're focusing on refocusing and getting ourselves together and just kind of, using everything that you kind of could think of within yourself that you know that you need to execute, you know that you need to do better, and actually leading with that, right? So leading with intention, being intentional about your future, being intentional about what your next steps are, right? Not just allowing life to take its toll and take its course on you, but actually, you know, moving with intent, you know, when it comes to this life, because you only get one, bruh. So if you're not moving with intent on this life, bro, like, everyone's not meant to be successful. So if you're not moving with intent, then you're one of those who just may not be, you know, fit for the success. Unless you constantly are thinking about you being worth more. You're on this video right now, so obviously you think that you're worth more. You think that there's something more out there for me to do. So why not chase that thing? Like, why be okay with living and just coasting through life with no higher purpose, right? Your purpose is for others. Your passion is for yourself. You may be passionate about photography. You may be passionate about content creation. You may be passionate about videography, but that may not be your purpose. Your purpose goes a little bit deeper. Your purpose is for others. You know what I'm saying? The content that you create could be for others, but why do you create the content? The intention behind that content, the intention behind the photography, the intention behind the videography. What is your intent behind the content that you create, right? Whether it's photos, whether it's videos, whatever it is, however you package that. What is your intent behind that? Do you have pure intent behind that? Are you looking to help others? Are you looking to have someone see something differently? The reason I do photography because I want people to be able to see themselves in a different light that they've never seen before. Be able to see this image and be like, oh my gosh, I look so like, bro, what? I've never seen myself like that before. And that's immediately a confidence boost that boosts that person up, right? If you guys don't know, I am primarily a branding photographer, a personal branding photographer, right? And being a personal branding photographer, I love to help brands scale. I love to help see individual brands scale. Not necessarily the big brands, I still work with those, but my purpose that I feel that's for others is to help individual brands scale, help individual brands be better and get to that next level, right? Within themselves, to be able to capture a frame of time and help them increase their revenue, that just means the world to me, because that means that I help you change your current situation. I helped you change your life. I might have helped you pay rent and I don't even know it. You see what I'm saying? Like, because of something that I said, or something that I was able to do, or a shot that I was able to take that gave you the confidence needed to execute the task in life, right? So you have to find your passion, identify that, and identify your purpose. Identify those two things, right? Your passion is for you. That's something that you love to do. It may not be your purpose, but you might be able to find your purpose through passion, right? Your purpose is for others. For example, me, I'm passionate about photography, but my purpose, I feel, is serving others and helping others be better within themselves as individuals, right? So I take my photography and I find a way to package it so that way I can, you know, curate it and mix it with my passion so that way it'll never feel like I'm working. You see what I'm saying? Your purpose may be separate from your passion, but your passion and your purpose can be intertwined, right? But that's where balance comes in. And that's where I'm struggling, is that balance portion, because I know that my passion and purpose are intertwined, but there's a balance factor that I'm missing out on. There's a balance factor that I'm not quite fully understanding on how to level the playing field, if that makes sense, right? How to be able to be 50-50 or be 60-40. How do I balance that life of passion and purpose? And the thing that I've come to find out is when balancing your passion and your purpose, it has to be a 50-50 split. Like sometimes it may be 60-40. When you're first starting off, it may be 100% zero because you got to get to that point. But once you get to where you feel like you're tugging between your heart, right? And you're tugging between what works, like maybe it's the type of content that you know that you don't necessarily like, but it's the type of content that you know is gonna go crazy, right? Maybe that too that you know is gonna go crazy, but you don't really like it that much. But then there's a part of content that you love, but you know it won't go crazy, right? Or you know that this photo shoot won't do it, this video won't do it, but I know that this type will, right? You gotta do a 50-50 split. Do one for them, one for you. One type of content that you know is gonna blow, right? That you know is gonna scale, you know is gonna go stupid. And then one type of content that you actually love that you know may not do as well. Do a 50-50 split, right? So that way you know this one's gonna grow me. And then when this one grows, some people might trickle down to the one that I actually love, that I actually wanna do. But don't overload, right? into just the serving of others, right? Passion, purpose. Purpose is to serve others. Your passion, right, is to serve you, right? So this is how you balance those two things. You have to do one for one. If you're doing purpose, you might lose that passion. If you're always serving others, you may lose that passion, right? Because you're never serving yourself. But if you're always doing passion, you may lose your purpose because you're never serving others. So it has to balance. And I'm figuring that out right now, which is why I'm talking to you guys. Because your passion and your purpose has to have a balance in between the two in order for you to actually elevate and get to where you want to be at, right? So I've been finding myself serving, and then never serving myself. I'm like, bro, I want to create these types of videos that I love. I want to do these types of things that I love. I want to do this, I want to do that. But I'm like, man, I'm not serving nobody though. I'm too busy serving everybody. I'm never able to create the type of videos that I want to create or do the type of things that I want to do because I feel like I have to serve people. And then the moment that I drop a video that I actually like, you know, like where I'm helping people grow their brands, stuff like that, people don't care. And then I just give up on it. But you can't give up on it because that's the thing that you actually want to do. That's the passion. That's your passion, right? So you have to work on your passion while providing your purpose, right? So giving people you, serving people, right? But also working on your passion until your passion, right, and your purpose are able to live neck and neck. So that's kind of the goal. You have to get yourself to a point where you're able to balance your passion and your purpose. It's hard, bro. It's really hard. It's hard when you're growing. It's hard when you're grinding. It's hard when you're really trying to get it, right? But it's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but it's possible. And I feel like people wouldn't make it. I feel like everyone would do it everyone would do it if it was easy, obviously, right? But if they were able to balance these things, if it was so easy to balance these things, like balance the highs, balance the lows, balance passion, balance purpose, everyone would be able to do it. So that's why it's like only a select few in this world are actually able to balance passion and purpose, because your purpose may be serving others, but it may not be in the way that you want. Maybe it's serving others while working a job. Maybe you're working corporate. Maybe you're doing something, and that's your purpose, is serving others. But how are you serving yourself? What are you doing for your passion to help yourself uplift, to help yourself be better, right? So yeah, that's really what I want to leave out with you guys, man. Just passion, purpose. Write those things down and try to figure out those two things. Try to brainstorm, like, what is the thing that I love doing for myself, but what is the thing that I do for others, right? That I do for others. I may not love it as much, or it may not be serving me as much, but I love to do it because of others, or I love to help others, or I love to, whatever it is, to serve others, serve the community, serve whoever it is. That could be your purpose, right? And then how do you serve yourself? What's something that you would do that would be able to serve yourself? That would be your passion. Passion versus purpose. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if you're serious about leveling up your photography and content creation, make sure to join PNG Culture, you guys, over on Discord and Patreon. We talk in the Discord community every single day, just helping each other level up our photography and just get better at content creation overall. It's more than just about photography itself. We actually talk about real world problems, real life problems, and just navigating mental health and a whole bunch of different things that come with this entrepreneurship journey, you guys. And then also make sure to check out the Patreon if you guys want a deeper dive on my editing process. Whether you see something really cool on Instagram on my feed and want to know exactly how I did it, I drop the tutorials inside of there. I do different composition editings, like different composites and different things like that. VFX, we also do one-on-one calls in there. Anybody that's in there that's a premium member can get one-on-one calls and one-on-one access to me. I do business growth tips and different help. I just honestly give out all of my knowledge that I have that I'm not able to give out on YouTube. For those that want to dive a little bit deeper and are more serious, I give all of that out on the Patreon channel. So I hope to see you there. Until next time, taxi.
So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again, I say so long, farewell to you, my friends.